I just went to lunch and came back, and I was actually talking to Paul Castleberry. They have a new channel, by the way. I'll link to that. It's the brand new Greene County Next, I don't know what they call it, Next DIY, that's what they call it. Anyway, I'll link to it below. Paul's going to run that again. He's back, he's ready to go, and his lawn looks like crap.
Yeah, the truth hurts. If ever you want to know what it looks like to skip a fall pre-emergent app and the problems that come from that, this is a shining example. So the main problems we have some Hinbit, we have some curly dock, we got some chickweed, we got some wild violet sprouting up in these little pockets all over the yard here. It's not too big of a problem. We can take care of this, but this is a shining example of why you want to get your fall pre-emergents down and why they're so important. So let's talk about how to kill winter annual weeds in the lawn. But the first thing that you need to know with winter annual weeds is they germinate in fall and winter and grow actively in the spring. And though they actually grow all winter long, if the conditions are right, they can just explode seemingly overnight. And actually, the best way to kill them is to prevent them from sprouting up in the first place. Hence the reason it's so important to put down that fall pre-emergent, which I didn't do. So yeah, if you know the particular weeds that you're gonna have an issue with that you've seen year over year, get the pre-emergent that works best for you and your lawn and the conditions that you have going on, and get that put down in the fall time so that you don't have this problem come spring. This just means I'm gonna have to work extra hard this season, so Just an FYI, this is what I've been doing for my fall and spring pre-emergent apps. I've been spiking in a post-emergent with it, but I'll get to that in a minute. But for the pre-emergent, I've been using Dimension 2EW, which is dithiopyr is the active in that. And it's worked great for both my Bermuda and fescue. And for the post-emergent that I've been spiking in it, like I said, I've been using the Speed Zone broadleaf herbicide here. So the actives in it are carfentrazone ethyl, 2,4-D, mecocrop P, and dicamba. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know everything there is to know with these two chemicals. You want to know about that? Ask the chem god himself, Matt Martin, and he can break that down for you. But like I was saying, for my purposes, this has worked wonders. It's done a really good job for, again, my Bermuda and the fescue, and it's done really well in controlling a lot of the weeds and the issues that I have here in my yard. For my pre-emergent, the Dimension, what I've been doing, I think it says on the label 0.3 ounces per 1,000 square feet. And for the Speed Zone, it says about an ounce per 1,000 square feet. So in my 4-gallon backpack sprayer, I go up to about an ounce for 4 gallons for 4,000 square feet. And I do 4 ounces for 4 gallons for 4,000 square feet. And so yeah, I skipped that this past fall, and I'm okay with that because it's teaching me something that I think is very important for all of us to consider. And I'll get into that in a minute, but first, check this out. Look at all that gloriousness. Now, what I wanted to touch on is this cocktail that I've been making, this pre and post emergent that I've been mixing up in my backpack sprayer and throwing down on my yard. I've stayed on top of that application for a good solid 2 years, and I really haven't seen any issues. I've had pretty good success. But skipping it this past fall and seeing the problem that I've got, especially in the front, it's in the fescue in the back as well, but primarily in the front, it got me thinking. It got me kind of scratching my head. Is spraying herbicides on the lawn a temporary fix to a bigger problem? And that problem that I'm learning from John Perry is soil fertility. But let's go back and talk about weeds in general. Now, a lot of what I'm gonna be stating, I've piggybacked off of John Perry. He's starting a weed series on his channel, the Lawncology channel. If you have not seen that or checked it out, click on the link in the description below or that eye icon, hop over to his channel and follow along as he dives deeper into this subject. He'll go way more in depth than I think I could, but I'm just kind of piggybacking off of what he's stating there and just kind of presenting it with my own spin on it. So when I first dived into lawn care, it was pounded in my brain to focus on NPK. Those 3 elements, nothing else. You focus on those 3, everything else will be fine. When in reality, if that's all you focus on, you're gonna have more weeds present in your lawn. And like John already highlighted on his channel, a healthy lawn typically means 0 weeds. There's not a weed to be found. It's thick and healthy. It's big, green, beautiful, all that good stuff. Not a single weed to be seen. And the way to get your yard there is making sure the soil is healthy. That is the basis of everything. If the soil's right, everything else is gonna be right. And the key to getting the soil where it needs to be is focusing on the nutrients that it's lacking, not just NPK, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. You gotta look at the micros. So again, let's take an example from John's playbook. In his video, he stated that if you look at bare spots, there's nothing going on there. There's no turf, the soil is exposed, the sun is just baking it like crazy, and it's just puking carbon out into the open. And the soil just doesn't know what to do. It's freaking out. So what happens, the weeds creep in to correct the problem. And the reason they're creeping in, a lot of turf grass, for most homeowners, their roots just aren't deep enough. So they're not getting deep enough into the soil to grab those nutrients that they really need. Whereas most weeds, their root systems, they can get pretty deep. So they're getting really deep and they're grabbing those micronutrients that they need to sprout up in the yard, and they fill in the bare spots. So the name of the game is the single cultivar, the fescue, Bermuda, zoysia, centipede, St. Augustine, Kentucky bluegrass, whatever your flavor, the goal is to only have that thriving in your yard. And to do that, you have to focus on the micronutrients, which is why we're gonna be spraying down the N-Ext products. Now the question I have as I'm spraying down the N-Ext products and giving the soil the micronutrients that it's lacking, can I drastically reduce the amount of chemical that I'm gonna have to put out? For me personally, if I can drastically reduce the amount of chemicals, success. That's what I'm aiming for. I don't think I'm gonna completely eliminate chemical control from my program. I think there's gonna be a need for that here and there, but if, like I said, if I can just bring down the amount that I have to put out, I think I'll be in good shape. All right, not trying to cover up or diss Mr. Hane, but I got to show them both some love. A balanced diet. That's what's going on here. Is a balanced diet of both Mr. Denny and Mr. Hane. Love you both. Now, what about the weeds that are present in the yard right now? What am I going to do about them? Right now, nothing. The temperature right now is about 45, 50 degrees, but that's going to drastically change. We're going to drop down into the teens. I think we're gonna get up to about the 30s for the next week or so. So that should zap the life out of these weeds. And whatever's left, we got a plan for that, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So there you go. That's what I wanted to touch on for this video. We're still waiting for things to really kind of spring to life here. See what I did there? But in the meantime, if you have any other questions, leave those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get you the answers. I gotta say, it's been really fun engaging with all of you, and I wanna keep that ball rolling. I wanna keep the train moving forward on that. Hit the thumbs up if you liked the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Keep on keeping on, my lawn care brothers and sisters from other misters, and I will catch you next time.